Hello and welcome to PAXTON Road TV. This is the PAXTON Road TV preview show for the game Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur, kicking off today at 5:30. The ETIHAD, not Tottenham. I wish it was at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium because it might get cooled off because this pitch is probably damaged by all the debris that's flying around. Anyway, rough waffling. I'm Spurs for Life in the house, joined by, as always, super special guests. We have Sean Earl and we have Mary from Spurs Channel. Good evening, gentlemen. Good morning, gentlemen. Good night, gentlemen. Whatever you want to say, it's hello to you from me. Another day, another game, another turmoil in our hearts. What do we think it's going to be? What do you think, Sean? Let's start with you. You think it's going to be a happy day? I'm laughing. This is a laughter of delirium. I'm actually delirious at the moment. I'm going to have to take the old Mari special, the old red wine special, Mari.
I think it's kind of it's going to be a chastening day, I feel, So more Corona, the only Corona I want, thank you. And let's just grit our teeth. I've been watching with the Glasgow Spurs supporters in a bar in Glasgow later on today, and not expecting much. And anything we get, anything we take, I'll be more than happy. And onwards to Burnley on Tuesday, I believe. I thought it was Wednesday, but Tuesday. So
it's Tuesday as well. Mari, welcome to the show again. How have you been, sir? You've been okay? In like I said, you can be as well as you can be supporting Spurs. I always got to do this because we have these highs, we have these super highs, we have these super lows, then we have this in the middle, and then it's like there's always news about Spurs. So how have you been feeling anyway? Good?
Feeling good. Finished work and earlier in the week we're going to get battered. Today, I got a glimmer of hope. We haven't been too bad against City. We're pretty good. So I'm kind of hopeful. I just want to see the team fight tomorrow.
Oh, Mari, when you see the stats that I've got in terms of the last 5 games and stuff, you might not be so confident. Anyway, let's not dwell on this. I'm going to ask you the first question. How do you think the manager and the players are feeling after the week that was with the media stuff, Conte coming out and having that Sky Italia press conference, then having to kind of explain what he meant by things in the press conference that he had obviously earlier on today or yesterday, however you want to look at it. Has that increased the pressure on these players? Does it mean to say, because like I said, I was looking at it as being, well, we haven't got much chance, but have we now just said, well, increase the pressure, or is it nothing to lose? Is it just nothing to lose now?
I would say there is, even before the whole, I guess, the interview controversy, I would say that, there was nothing to lose because, you're coming on a 3-game losing streak. Players know that, it's all the odds are against them. Beating City at the Etihad is a very, very tall order. But it would be Spursy for us to do better in this game because you're told the whole week on that you're not going to win this game from the media. But I don't know. I don't know why today I feel like they're going to fight. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I know they're definitely going to fight and maybe show a good showing tomorrow. And that's all we could ask, because City looks real good. I saw bits of the Sporting game because I was watching the other Champions League game, and I'm just like, gosh, I'm really worried about defense. And it's good to have Dyer back, but I'm also worried too. Will he be match fit? He's fit, but is he match fit? Because his first game, 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks.
Well, he came back. He had that 1 game back, didn't he? And then he went off again, and it was like, is it 3 weeks now? So I think it's at least 3 games anyway. So yeah, you're right. What you're saying, it's going to be a bit of a dicey situation because we need to have Dyer at the back. Darius is going to do his lineup show tomorrow. But looking at the back line, if we had Sanchez in there tomorrow, I'm going to be very, very concerned. Knowing and seeing what he's done against City previously, we've seen the pirouette with face slamming to the ground. We don't want to see that again. It's the comedy of errors that we saw on Sunday. Sorry, in last week. It was against Wolves, should I say? It was comical is not the word. I've watched it back. Shouldn't have done it, but I did, and it frustrates me even more seeing the basic errors that we're making. Very simple stuff. So I'm going to ask you, Sean, have we heaped more pressure on ourselves with what's happened in the week with the press and all the Conte sort of talk, or is it just a case of just go out there and at least perform results-wise? I guess, because we've had one already this season against them, and it's very unlikely that we're going to do a double against City. So you wouldn't likely think that we're going to go to the ETIHAD and win in normal circumstances anyway. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I think we're going to have to just take this as a free hit. I'm hoping that we're going to get the response I expected against Wolves, the bounce back after the Southampton game. I would think that they would be hurting. The players will be hurting because they know they let themselves down as well as us, And I think if Conte's been playing it right, they've had a week to dissect and to improve. Cody, thank you. You can expect everything and anything. I think I was at the Etihad the last time we won a league point, which was the 2-2 draw with my boy Coco scoring a raking shot along the ground. So that could happen. Even then, we needed a VAR to give us that point at the end. But who knows? I mean, Pep in his conference today was giving us due respect. So let's hope we justify that and just turn up and have effort. I think this is your mantra, Sam. We can take a defeat, but we want effort. We didn't have that in the last two games.
Do you know what? That's the biggest thing for me is to see a team try, because it's going to be a tough game. There's no doubts. There's not even any. You look at City, the way they played against Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League. They almost strolled that game. They were 4-0 up, half time. It was easy. And the amount of players that we've seen that weren't playing that are likely to play against us is frightening. You see Riyad Mahrez, he doesn't always get a game, but he's frightening on that right-hand side. Sterling, again, coming back to a bit of form, again on that left-hand side. We're going to have to be careful with the wide areas, and hence the reason why looking at the formation, maybe we'll talk about that in a little bit, is going to be important. But certainly, even with the formation, it's not even that. You can put any formation out you want. These players have got to perform on a day. They've got to make sure that they stick to any plans he gives them, any tactical strategy that is maintained. We've seen that picture with the line of players all just doing whatever they want. Players not reacting to certain things. It's gonna be a tough one. We're looking at the league table, but I just want to give a shout out to those who are watching. So who have we got? We got Sushant Bissau, I think that's right. Cody Max watching. Wood, thank you there for joining us at this hour. Who else is it? Imported Yido. Samuel Bello, Celery Agent, welcome to the stream. Okay, let's share screen then, lads. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Let's take this off so we can see Mary downstairs there. That's better. Right, okay. League table as of yesterday, Man City top 63 points, 5 games unbeaten with 4 wins and a draw in there, as opposed to us where we haven't won in the last 3 and lost all 3 of them. However, if you're looking at the top 4 race, Man United haven't played 25 on 43 points. West Ham haven't played 25 on 41 points. Arsenal 22 on 39. Wolves 23 games played, 37 points. Us 22 points, 36. So currently 7 points off top 4 with 3 games in hand over them. Are we still talking top 4, Mari, or are we just looking at trying to get to the end of the season in that top 8? I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Realistically, we gotta look at. To be honest, we gotta take it a game at a time, and I say this because 2 weeks ago after the Brighton game, I'm like, okay, with games at hand, which now has become overrated. You want points on board. I'm like, all right, top 4, and I'm not saying top 4 is impossible, but I really doubt it. I'm maybe 6 at best. But we gotta, as a fan base, we gotta really take it a game of time. And I think what Conte said a couple of days ago is just that, saying in the interview, we're competing with Brighton and Wolves and Arsenal and West Ham and kind of United. We kind of need to just kind of focus on that and step by step, game by game, and I'm hoping the players are looking at it that way. And if at the end of the season, if we finish 4th, great. If we finish 5th, honestly, that would be good. But my hopes for top 4 has really diminished. And right now I'm just saying, hey, let's just take it game by game, and we'll see where we end up, to be honest.
I think what happened was I maintained before the start of the season that we're not a top 4 team. When we had the appointment at noon, I was just looking for us to see what we can do. Wasn't the right appointment. We all know that. But then Conte comes in, then everybody gets that lift. And then Conte goes on a 9-game unbeaten run, and then you're thinking, yay. And then you see him 3 games in hand, 4 points off top. Then you're thinking, okay, this could be a realistic possibility. But in that, all the time, Conte kept saying, hold your horses. We're not ready. We're not good enough. We're not this. We're not that. And he's maintained that from that. It's us fans who have been gone giddy. So I'm now going to try and look at the way Conte looks at it, game by game. Tomorrow's game or today's game against Man City, you wouldn't normally expect to go to Man City and turn them over. I know the pressure's on because we've lost 3 games, but we have to take this game in isolation and not then think, oh, now we've got 4 games on the trot. And now the pressure is going to be on them regardless. But it's kind of like, what would you expect from Man City in normal circumstances? So I'll ask you that, Sean. Tomorrow, how important is this game to the remainder of the season for us?
Well, it will. If we have a good performance, even if we lose, it will say. I would say that's a good marker. That we're prepared to compete against a team like Manchester City. If we perform anywhere like we did in the last 2 games, which I'm kind of sharing Mary's view. I think those last 2 games have really taken the top 4 impetus away from us for good. Now I just cannot see us competing for the 4th place. But so I suppose it's about damage limitation as well. And it's terrible to think that all this late in the season we've got a minus goal difference, and those things can count against you come final day. It's like we had tightened up the defense and we had started scoring goals and taking more shots, but we still haven't eliminated. I think when Conte took over, we were -6, was it, or -8 even maybe?
That was a hangover from Nuno though, because we had
of course, but and he'd done it. He sort of got us into positive territory. But these last 3 games have just been. I think as I say, I think they've damaged our chances of top 4. I suppose if you're just being pedantic, you'd say any improvement on 7th is an improvement. So if we finish about out of the Conference League but in the Europa League, then we would take it. I mean, earlier today I saw a discussion on Sid's show where you said, would you take 10th in the FA Cup? And I said, every day, every day, every day,
all day.
Sundays, that's exactly how it is. I would take, I would love a day at Wembley where we win an FA Cup.
Oh, you nuts! This is what I've been doing this figure for over a year and a bit now. I can go back and check all the streams. I've always maintained I just want to win a trophy. This top 4 thing is great. It's fantastic. You can attract players. Wonderful. Can we win the Champions League next season with this current squad and any additions? No, we can't. So we're being in it for the money. So we've already been in it for the money. I want to see us win something. If the FA Cup is available to win, which it is currently, oh God, I'll take that. And I'd take even lower than 10th. I'm not lying to you. Because it doesn't matter if between 10th and staying up, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter.
Only match I'll take 16th. And
you know what I mean? As long as you stay in league. for us, because you know that we can then obviously come back the next season. I'm not saying, you know, that's where I think we are as a team, but if you're focusing on that to win, and that was to be the byproduct of focusing on that, and you won it, great. If you didn't win it, wouldn't be so great. I understand that.
And we get the Europa League. We get the Europa League with that.
That's a very good. Is it Europa League? I think it might be the Figgy League now, isn't it? The what's it called? Oh, Sean's gone. He'll be back. That Conference League, though, if you win the FA Cup, I'll have to check that out. It's a league. Oh no, is it the League Cup that goes into the conference? It's one of the two. Anyway. Yeah. Right. Let's look at the next thing on here. So our last 5 league games, from going back from the Watford game where we won 1-0 away. Leicester, we won that game famously 3-2. And then those 3 defeats we've had: Chelsea 2-0. The Southampton game was again very disappointing. They played us off the park pretty much, lost that 2-3. And obviously the game against Wolves the other Sunday, which was again a 2-0 loss at home. So 2 games at home with 2 losses, not good. Do you think that with the way that the team's playing now, it is a case of just kind of getting through this game any way they can? If they, as I said, we'll look at the score predictions at the end, but I just think if we can get through this game without, you know, losing, that will be in a positive result in itself, because as I said, this is a very tough team. We're in terrible form, and we've got to do everything we can to possibly get a result. But would you like sneakily take a draw now?
Oh, I would take a draw like crazy, because like I said, I'm still with bare minimum a fight. And when I say a fight, also I want to see if you said this, I think in one of the other shows, I don't know if it was on Irish Hotspur, if we can see the players be disciplined, because Manchester City, they can break down any defense and still score. But if we're disciplined, we don't make those mistakes and still lose, then I'm confident for the Burnley game and the Leeds game. And so that's what I'm looking for. Not only to fight, but just to see the players disciplined. Because if you look at Conte's great teams, it's like a well-oiled machine. Win or lose, they're disciplined. Every man is in their area, even if there's a mistake. And you explained it very well on the Irish Hotspur show. And that's what I'm looking for in this City game. Okay, you know, it's a tall order in beating them, but I want to see the desire, the passion, the fight, but also to see if we're disciplined to be where Conte wants the players to be. No matter what formation, if it's the 3-4-3 or the 3-5-2, I'm thinking we're going to play the 3-4-3 tomorrow, but I know you're going to get that. But I mean, I prefer the 3-5-2. I prefer it, but I don't know. He's been playing the 3-4-3, so I don't know. But that's what I want to see. If I see that tomorrow, I'm more confident with our next couple of games of us, you know, getting the 3 points. But a point, I'll take it.
All day. You know what? But we will talk about the team kind of like set up. But before I do that, let's. I got to do it. Let's look at the last 5 fixtures. So these are the last 5 Premier League games, home and away to Manchester City. It looks okay, doesn't it? You know, we've got 3 wins there and a draw. Yeah. But if you think about it, the 3 wins we had are all at home, and the draw again was back in 2019. It was a 2-2. I remember that game. But this is really what we need to look at now. So these are the last 5 games away where we're going to be playing tomorrow. Today. We haven't done too well in the last 5 games. So, So February 2021, 3-0 loss. The 2-2 August 2019. And then April, 1-0. And then the 4-1 December, that's 2017. And then the 2-2 draw back in 2017 January. So again, we haven't won at the ETIHAD in the last 5 games. And this is what I'm saying. I look at these stats. I think about the form that we're playing. I think about how City are playing. I cannot see. I just thinking. I know football's funny, and the old Jimmy G football's a funny old game, but it ain't that funny. Surely it's not that funny that we can see a way past City the way they are majestically going about their season. What does that say to you now that you've seen these last 5 games at the Etihad, Mari? Talk to me.
It's a tall order. Better say your prayers.
I told you.
On the cup. And yeah, I don't think I saw the Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup loss too. The 1-0 loss. But no, it's a tough place for us to get a win. We did have 2 draws. We could pull off a draw if you know all the things turn out right. You know, football's a funny way. It's a funny game because as hot as City's playing right now and the demolishing teams left and right, you know, usually those good teams are owed a bad performance. Maybe tomorrow's a bad performance. I doubt it, but it's
the only thing I thought, Murray, is that, you know what, City might have just thought they've got through the Champions League draw already. They're already through against Sporting Lisbon. You know, you win a game 5-0 away from home, you're into the next round. That's not going to happen for Sporting Lisbon to come to the Etihad. They might look at us and think, it's Tottenham. Yeah, they look at them. They're rubbish at the moment. We don't have to. They might just not have the full respect for us tomorrow, as they would normally. However, I'll caveat that by saying Pep Guardiola, even if he plays tiddlywinks, he wants to win. If he plays Monopoly, he wants to win. And his comments as well suggest that he's not taking anything less than serious about us because he knows his Conte at the end of the day, and Spurs have done reasonably well against him in the past.
Yeah.
So, you know,
today, I was just like, oh crap, he's gonna have his team ready tomorrow. Oh.
Well, Sean's joined us back. Let me just go and show Sean the good news because he left us for that little bit of a hiatus. And what I
renegotiated my package with the Virgin today, and I thought that was them getting revenge on me.
So I had 2 slides. One slide looked okay. This was the one. So the last 5 games against City, we've got 3 wins in there.
2-2 draw. I was at the Etihad, and I was at the 2-0 in February. That was the Bergwijn, wasn't it? And then
correct.
And then the 2-0.
But I'm going to add the buts in. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show. This is what we have to look forward to for tomorrow. Last 5 results at the Etihad. There's no W's there. It's all L's and D's. Does it make it any better for you knowing that? Is it just a case of it doesn't really matter if it's home or away against City now?
You know what? It makes sweet FA. You know what I mean? You know, we go into this game expecting nothing and taking anything as a bonus.
Jeez, dear me. It's like, oh, good grief. How do you think the players are feeling now? How are you thinking? I've said it and I'll say it and I'll keep on saying it. I don't think a lot of these players, quite a few of these players, can't play under pressure. And I'm hoping that because the game's away from home and because of our away fans, they are really good. They are fantastic. I've done the away support, been and done it many a ground, and sing our hearts out.
Our fans away from home are absolutely fantastic. I mean, that was the great thing about when I moved to Scotland, that I could get to games in the very north of England. So I could go to Newcastle, I could go in Sunderland in the back of the day, or Middlesbrough, or the Manchesters or the Liverpools, whatever. But it was obviously it's become more difficult now with the policing of away tickets that goes on by the club. But yeah, I mean the away fans really do get behind the team, and it's there's nothing better than being in Anfield, right? And you go into Anfield and you're stuck in a little tiny corner and you just give it loudly, you know what I mean? And the thing is, it's just brilliant because you hear accents from all over the country, and then you realise just how British wide we are, and then you're getting voices like Mari's. You're just saying we represent a wee world, of Spurs fans. And we carry that hope, and those away fans carry that hope. I mean, we've sold out of our FA Cup game against Middlesbrough. All 3,000 tickets. It's on a Tuesday night. It's on the BBC, on BBC One, and yet we still got the 3,000 souls travelling up to Teesside. Our fans are second to none when it comes to supporting the team. Second to none. Won't have it.
How do you think the players are sleeping at this moment in time? Well, or have they got a little bit of jitters, nerves, nightmares? How do you think? How do you think they've been able to prepare for this game? That's the other thing, because there has been a lot of news. There's been a lot of bloody just noise around Spurs this whole week since Sunday, really. How do you think the players are actually feeling right now?
I think, Conte, if you know the history of him, he hates to lose. It drives him nuts. And now that, the media has come on and really, dropping grenades in trying to cause more drama with the club, I think the reason why I changed my mind, but we're going to get battered, to we're going to fight, because I think, especially the press conference today, where it looked like Conte was really irked. He's going to walk in the locker room and tell these players, like, look, all right, no one has us winning this game. And rightly so. No one has us winning this game. Go out there and just fight. Like, show up, fight for the badge, and play your best. Because we have made too many errors. Let's if we lose, hey, at least let us play well, so the away fans that are traveling, they can at least support us. And so I think the players, they know, all right, we're playing City, we got to be on our A game. And if our A game is enough to get a draw, or at least, I hate more victories, but in this case, a more victory would help with the next games with Burnley and Leeds and I forget who's after Leeds, but
Middlesbrough in the cup. That's who we've got. So we've got 4 away games starting from tomorrow. So tomorrow City, then we've got Burnley, then it's Leeds, and then it's Middlesbrough away in the cup. So we're just on the road at the moment. We're on the road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the team. I've not got the predicted. I've left that for Darius to do in the lineup show tomorrow. But I kind of thought about what I want to see from formation and strategy tomorrow. So I'll kind of go through my head. I think the back 4, given what Conte's now said in terms of Dyer being back, that should sit on its own if he's going to play this back 3. So we're going to have Lloris. I think it should be Dyer in the middle. It should be Romero on the right. I've said, although it's more likely not going to be, I've said I would like to see Joe Rodon on that left-hand side of the centre-back. Me personally. I don't think it's going to happen because he's not trusted in playing the centre-back role of the centre of the centre-backs, which he said it was his role if Dyer was going to be injured. So why is he going to bring him in on that left-hand side? I would love him to, because I think Ben Davies is going to get turned over tomorrow by certain players. If he's isolated, like if Reguilon's up the pitch and it's just Ben Davies one-on-one with someone like Riyad Mahrez, or Foden, or Jack Grealish, or whoever they decide to put on that side, it's not going to be pretty. So I'd have a road on there. Midfield, I've talked about this 3-5-2. I think if you're away from home against City, you've really got to rely on a counter-attack. I think you've got to rely on a counter. You've got to be good in defense, but you also have to have something going forward, because you can't just defend. So for that reason, I'm saying Højbjerg, Bentancur in there, but I'm having Stevie B just in front to make up that, almost like a number 10, but he can come back in and help that midfield out and also fill in the spaces, because I think he's good enough to do that. And then the front 2 will be Harry Kane and Son. And then the wide players, in terms of the wing backs, I'm saying Reguilon on one side. I'm going to have to go with Emerson on that one, but it's a toss-up between Emerson and Doherty. I wouldn't rather have any of them playing. I was going to say someone like Lucas Moura or Bergwijn in, but I'm going to have to think defensively minded. He's not going to make them many changes in a game tomorrow. So I'm saying, probably Emerson. And breathe again.
The only thing about that lineup, Sam, is that there's certainly a lot of rumours that we've got a COVID case and it's possibly Reguilon.
All right. Okay. That's great.
Because he's not been seen in the training videos, if you look, during the week. And I wonder whether it might mean that we have Sessegnon.
Oh, that's great. No, okay. Sessegnon, if that's the case, Sessegnon will get another opportunity. That's good for him. He had a great, or certainly a good game against. against Liverpool. I was going to say against Liverpool, he played well. So there is hope. My only concern is if he doesn't have the confidence, because let's say he has a bad start or something, Riyad Mahrez turns him, they knock one in and somebody scores from it. Because of what's happened in that Wolves game, this guy is such a confidence player, and he's only 21 years of age, 22 this year. I fear for him, and I don't know who else we've got. We then have to change, maybe play Ben Davis's left back. What's your thoughts, Murray, in terms of what would you have? Who would you have, and what formation would you have?
Me, I would prefer to have the 3-5-2. You said something interesting, because I was like, if I had my wish, I would put Kulu at the 10, because of his passing efficiency. But then he on the counter, and then speed can be deceptive. You can have intelligent speed, and that's what Kulu has. But putting Bergwijn there wouldn't be too bad, because I think, to the point, I'm a little sour on Lucas. I think Lucas is not really effective in the final third. He has his good games, but he's not consistent to my liking. Where Bergwijn, even when he doesn't score, I think he passes really well, and I think he can really help Sonny and Kane. So put him at the 10. You actually changed my mind, because I was thinking about having Kulu play at the 10, because I really like what I saw from the last game. And of course, Bentancur and Højbjerg. I honestly don't want to see Winks. Lucas could come in as a super sub. And I've always said this. Lucas is a super sub. He could come in. In the center, I'm with you. Dyer, Romero, and I want to see Rodon. I doubt we'll see Rodon there. It'll be Davies. And now with the news of with Reggie possibly being the COVID case, Cess is going to come in. I'm not worried as much with Cess. I'm worried about the other side.
Emerson, the other side, yeah.
And Daughtry, it's just, you just pick your poison. Just pick
the only thing, Mario, I will say that tomorrow, hopefully, if the team selection as we think in terms of the back three, then we should have Romero on that side covering Emerson. If it was Sanchez and Emerson on that side, we've seen they can't defend between the two of them. They can't defend crosses. They're not very good at covering for each other, and they're just out of position, and it'll be a real mess, because Sterling looked like he's really back up to form. Yeah. Even if Jack Grealish was to play there tomorrow, it's likely that we're going to have Bernardo Silva.
Grealish is already ruled out, Sam. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, that's good. But you might have Bernardo Silva then knocking in around that sort of area.
Silva, who has
Kevin De Bruyne maybe knocking in around that sort of area. Phil Foden, Riyad Mahrez. You could name all of them, because they all be very fluid, but they do have that width. The reason I said about having the 3-4-1-2 is because the way City play, they play a 4-1-2-3. There's always a base of there at that pivot point. So if you can match them up by having someone press on that person, they don't play out as easily. They try to play out every single time, but usually if it's a Fernandinho, they'll try and play through that pivot. You've got to have someone on that person straight away. Make them play out wide. Now, if they play out wide in a 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 system, we're going to have to defend them wide areas really well. So that's what I'm saying. If we see Sanchez and Romero on that side, God help us. Sean, what do you want to see in terms of a formation tomorrow, and any sort of tactic strategy that you expect Spurs to employ?
Yeah, I would rather it was a 3-5-2 as well. It just, it gives us the cover with three in the middle of the field. I just hope that to be honest, I would pick Emerson over Doherty tomorrow, because he's a shade better defensively.
Only by that much. He's only by that much.
Exactly. But, given that's where Sterling will be, because he plays on the left, although he's a potentially right-footed player. They play Mahrez on the right, and he's a left-footed player. So I'd rather have Royale than Doherty. I think there's a case for Kulusevski or Bergwijn. I love Bergwijn. I think he's a really talented player. As you know, I don't know whether but then, you know, as I say, I'm the one defender of Harry Winks, and I know Murray's not got a great deal of love for our number 8. So, but you know, we need good passers.
You know, you're right, Sean. I think he could play tomorrow. I think Harry Winks could play tomorrow. I just don't know whether he has to play in a 3.
Without a doubt, he needs a 3. Yeah, he definitely needs a 3.
Yeah, definitely. But you're right. If Harry Winks does play, I would want to see then maybe Hotspur, and then it would be Bentancur and Harry Winks in front, or possibly may push one of them slightly, because as I said, they're going to try and play out through that pivot. That you watch tomorrow, they will always try and play out from the back. They'll always try and get it out to them wide fullbacks, and then the race is on down them wide side. So you're going to have to defend very well in the wide areas. And once Man City starts to switch it back to central areas, because they've got this false 9, they're going to have numbers in the middle. So we've got to cater for numbers in the middle. So it's going to be a real hard working job tomorrow for these players. They're going to be shifted about all over the place. If there's a lack of concentration or there's gaps appearing, we could get torn apart. If we make mistakes at the back, we are going to get punished. That's without doubt. We are going to have to take our chances. So that's what I'm saying. The counter-attack is going to be so key to this for us, because without the pace up front, you can't counter-attack against it.
You know, what a better time than tomorrow later on today, in our case, for Harry Kane to step up and remind them why they were flirting with him last summer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's no better opportunity to sort of, remind Pep why he wanted him, but they weren't prepared to pay the price that we wanted. So,
Murray, let me ask you a question then. Let's say we are looking to win this game tomorrow. Who would be the key persons to look out for in our team that could make that difference?
I think this is the game where people, because there's been debate on Twitter, is Sonny losing his form and stuff. I think Sonny plays a key role tomorrow, just in regards to his movement, and getting in positions to score. I think because we know Man City's going to have possession. They're going to have possession most of the time.
100% they are.
So we have to be extremely clinical, the front 3. I mean, the forwards in the front. And so that's why I would rather have instead of Lucas, because I think Kulu and Bergwijn on the counter, they are much better effective passers. And I think with Sonny, he's going to have to play a big game, because King's still going to be tempted to drop in deep and pass. And so I think Sonny, if we win tomorrow, and like I said, it's a miracle, turning water into wine, parting of the Red Sea, Sonny is going to be the key player and getting in positions, having him, Sonny at his best. I believe he could turn, what's his name? The one who won the Player of the Year,
Diaz.
Diaz. I think Sonny could run circles around him, but we have to be clinical. We have to smart, effective passing, and that is the one reason why I'm like, please don't start Lucas, because Lucas frustrates me. Yes, he's one of the very few who could go into the middle, attack the defense, but his final pass is just it's rubbish sometimes.
The only thing though, and I'm just thinking of it as you guys are speaking about it, you need players who are press resistant tomorrow. What I mean by that is they can receive it, they can get out of the press, and they can then beat a player. Lucas is good at that. The problem with Lucas is he's not a hold-up player. So as Sean was saying, and we've talked about this in the previous stream, the ball's bouncing off him for fun. It's like he can't trap cement. The guy has a problem with the ball just staying there. But once he gets it under control and he turns, he's a nightmare, because you don't know which way he's going to go. If he plays on the right-hand side, he's obvious what he's going to do. But in that little kind of like pocket, he's a real problem. I can possibly see Conte thinking, could he get that out of Lucas tomorrow because of the press resistance and because he knows that City. But then again, saying that, Southampton did exactly the same thing against us, and Wolves pretty much pressed us off the park as well at times. So I'm not sure whether that's a real debate. I'm just trying to think what I can think. Anything else you want to add to that, Sean, in terms of key players and keys to a possible victory tomorrow?
No, I mean, I think Murray's, Son is the important one because, he's got a good record at the Etihad. Look at his record up there. He has that pace. He can, he can annoy Walker if Walker's playing. And I believe Walker's playing tomorrow. So, Son, I mean, I've had my critique of Son in terms of that he hasn't reached the standards for me that he has a past. However, in his defense, he's had COVID, which affects your lungs and your heart, and he's had a really serious hamstring injury because he never used to wear that tape on his legs, and he constantly wears that tape on his legs now. So, and they came within close succession to each other as well. So I think that's, a mitigating factor in that he's not quite reaching the levels. And I appreciate he's our leading goal scorer and lots of metrics. As I was schooled the other night, he's doing very well. But, since 1968, my eyes have told me when players are not quite doing it. And, he hasn't quite got there, and yet he is our leading goal scorer. Son's important. He's a key part tomorrow. I just hope he doesn't get snuffed out by that because they're quite big defenders, and he sometimes he's not really up for the cut and thrust of a But let's hope.
Well, sorry, just finish your point. Let's hope for what, a win? Is what you're going to say? Let's hope for a win. Go on, Sean. Say it. Let's
hope for a Sonny masterclass.
Okay. Weren't quite going as far as I thought I was going to go, but we can try. Martin Sheridan, rest Kane and Son for Wednesday. They won't touch the ball tomorrow.
4-6-0,
yeah. Angel Matos, sorry if I've got that wrong. As long as we go Wu-Tang and bring the ruckus, I don't care what the result is. Fight and land your punches. If you're losing, go down swinging. I
think he's talking about Del Brook and Amir Khan there, isn't he?
Maybe. Jews Nuts, welcome, Jews. Welcome at this late hour as well. Thank you for joining us, Jews. City are a dirty, persistent fouling team. Lady Luck, we need you to show up. We need Lady Luck.
That's another key thing. We need to get round the ref, remind them the count. He's done me twice now, ref.
Yeah.
Why is he not in the cookbook? We've got to be a bit South American.
Yeah, I think so. But I don't think it's just lady luck. We need Jews nuts. We need man luck. We need boy luck. We need girl luck. We need animal.
We need the luck of the Irish.
Luck of the Irish.
Any luck you can find. Any luck you can find. We're going to need it for tomorrow. Martin, if we play well, we can keep it to single figures. You guys, man. At least you got a sense of humor, because you have to have a sense of humor being this deep into Spurs. You have to have a sense of humor, guys. You really do. So thank you all for that. Okay, this is it. This is the part now. This is the part. You know what's coming. Sean definitely knows what's coming. And I know Murray knows what's coming as well.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Let's get it on the screen. You got to do it. It's got to be done. You know it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Right? We don't shy away from it, regardless. You can give me the positives, you can give me the negatives, or give me somewhere in between. Don't hold back. I'm going to start this one first. No. You know what? It's a silly person would think to yourself that we have the better chance. We're not the favourites going into tomorrow's game. I'm not silly. However, I'm positive. I'm a positive person. But it's drained from me. I can't see the positive. I can't see.
We just had 180 minutes, Sam. It took every bit of positivity out. I can't even say it. I don't think it.
I can't see it. I looked everywhere. I opened my curtains this morning. I couldn't see it. I've looked outside. I still can't see the positivity. It's left me. I'm going to try my best here. I can think that we can possibly, the team will show up tomorrow because they have to. I'm going to give Conte an opportunity to show me that he realizes that the 3-4-3 isn't working. So if he sees the lineup and I see it's a 3-5-2, at least I'm happy from that point of view. I'll be happy to see Dyer, I'd be happy to see all them players we talked about in the starting lineup. I don't want to see Sanchez in there. I really want to see a 3-5-2. And if we can get anything out of it, a 1-1 draw. That's what I'm going to say. After all that, Sam has gone. I'm going to write it down here. Sam has said 1-1. And the reason I said that is because if we score first, that's the key to it. If we score first, we might be able to, really frustrate them. If City score first, they'll toy with us. Because if we try to chase a game against City, it's not good. And I think it's going to be low. It has to be low scoring, so it's going to have to be a dirty game. Going to have to block up midfield. They're going to have to defend really well. Hope we score first and then hang on to that, like we did against them when we played them at ours. But we got the victory. Being at Etihad, I think they'll score 1-1. I'm staying with it, and I'm saying Son to get our goal. Because it's a guest from overseas, I'm going to let Mari go next. Sean, sorry about that. So Mari,
we bow to his knowledge.
Shut up, son. And don't just give me the scoreline. I want some text behind it. I want some words. I want some information behind this scoreline. I'm not letting you get away with we're going to lose or we're going to win. Come on now, talk to me.
I said this a couple of days ago. I think this team is going to rise to the occasion. They're going to fight. City, of course, is going to dominate. City is going to dominate, but then they're going to be unlucky to the point where the pundits are going to say, wow, they were unlucky to not get all 3 points. And I think we do a draw, smash, and grab. Sonny scores. And I also was thinking 1-1 one time. Sonny scores.
That's why I went first, because it looks like I made the big deal, the big cheese.
And we take that momentum into Burnley. And we're like, all right, it will be the greatest tie.
Oh, shit.
Feels like a victory.
This is what I'm saying. Look how we're getting giddy over a draw. This is terrible. I'm actually thinking about what I said now. It's terrible. But that is it. That's the reality. Sean, the reality is the reality. Me and Mario have now gone 1-1. We both got Son scoring. Sean, come on, talk to me. Give me your overview of tomorrow and the score.
Come on, Sean.
Inevitably, right? There's always a head score and there's a heart score.
That's what I was going to do,
too,
but I didn't.
Yeah, there's a head score and we lose 4-0, right? Yeah, but that's not going to happen because my heart is bursting with enthusiasm for our Italian coach and his ability to get a tune out of this team. I think we're going to go 2-0 up and they will claw it back to 2-2 and it will finish 2-2. And I believe Kane is going to score and he'll run over to Pep and say, you should have fucking bought me in the summer. Come on, you Spurs, get in there.
Right.
And we'll have a chance to win 3-2 late on as well.
Okay, let's go through some of these. Reload said, let's start Roland Sanchez, South American flair. Come on, you're having a laugh now. Roland Sanchez. Potomac, big up Sam, Sean and Mary coming there from Postmac. And Postmac, thank you for your thing that you put.
Cheers, Potomac. Look what you made me do. Put a hat over my bloody hair. No, it's time to put a makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's Sean the Muppets on the Tottenham preview tonight.
I was going to say, I appreciated the comment you left, Potomac. Obviously, it was too long to go to, but we'd love to get you on the show at some point if you wanted to come on. So contact me if you would like to do that. Juice Nuts is saying 0-0 here. Potomac is saying the best channel with the best football knowledge. Thank you very much. We like to try and give you as much of that as possible. We try and be rounded as well. That's the whole idea of it. We can't just be...
Cheers to Potomac, my number one fan.
Cheers to Potomac. Red wine in the house.
Wine cooler.
Nice. I like that one. Here we go. Martin Sheridan, if we lose by less than 5, I'll dance out the ground tomorrow. Potomac 2-1 to the Spurs. Yeah, we like the positivity there. Sunshine is saying, Sushant is saying 3-2 to the Spurs. Lots of positivity there. Imported, came into the stream with a hope we can win. Cheers for completely killing me, guys.
What?
A draw.
You should see the other streams. We are positive, and it always comes back to bite us because Dr. Tottenham comes and takes over. I was positive for Southampton. I was still positive for Wolves. And what happened? Dr. Tottenham came to see us. City 0, Spurs 3. People are getting really on some high here.
Wow.
Call me delusional. We can do it. Any team is beatable. If we win, it will be a game changer for our season.
Yes, it bloody would.
Yeah.
Sean, again, pointing out your favourites there again. I've got Angel. I think it's Angel Matos. 3-0 to Spurs. Tottenham Hotspur is for the children. Well, sorry, if it's for the children, I don't know. But anyway, I love a cane brace tomorrow. And Narwood is saying 0-2. So we have got our proper Spurs heads on here. We've got our Spurs fans back with all of this enthusiasm, all of this hope, which I hope is not killed in less than what? 24 hours?
20 minutes.
24 hours. It's about 16 hours or something to kick
I hope Hugo's got some braces on those wrists tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh God, let's not talk about that. We don't want to go back into that. Female comments, to be fair, City fans are worried deep down inside. I'm scared we'll get battered like 5-0 from Sammy. Sammy, we're all scared, but we have to play them.
Back our team. Come on.
We've already beat them this season already, so it can be done again. Saving grace, Sean. Come on, you Spurs. 3-2 Spurs fans. Pep won't be sleeping tonight. Pep will be sleeping like a baby.
No, he won't. He'll be worried. What is Jack Grealish doing, and who is he with? The party animals, Dele, Jack, and Lingard, all within 30 miles of each other. My God.
Toxic headshot again. Up late. Welcome, Pep. Toxic. Pep is scared. Right. Let's have some final thoughts from you guys. Final thoughts from you, Sean.
Well,
my final thoughts.
I'm going to be watching this game in the pub with my homies in the Glasgow Spurs Supporters Club. So I won't make the reaction show, but I will. Well, maybe I'll be in the comments giving it the big one when Harry's managed to steal a point.
Okay, Murray, if you're available, if you're watching the game and you want to come to the reaction show tomorrow, I'll send you the link for you for tomorrow.
Okay.
You don't have to because there's many a time when I don't want to come on the reaction shows, but I have to. So
it's because we do it so soon after the game's ended. We don't have time to process.
It's hard. I'm telling you, that's one of the hardest things to ever do when you've lost badly and you've just played and seen your team play really bad to come on and talk about them without ranting. But we do. Yeah. So yeah, tomorrow. Final thoughts.
Like I said earlier, I really want to see this team fight. I want to see a bit of a discipline. I want to see him carry something onto next week. If we do that, I'll be really happy. And all these fans, 3-2, 2-0, 3-0. Forget that. 2-1 Spurs. 2-1 Spurs, man. You guys got me fucked up.
I know that was
VAR goal. An overturned VAR.
Yeah. He scores and Kane scores tomorrow. Call me delusional. And I'll be watching on the big screen. And I could come on. Win, lose, or draw, I'll come on. But I just wasn't fight. I just seriously.
Seriously, I'm all serious, and all Spurs fans, if you whatever, take this how you want. I don't mind if we lose tomorrow. I don't mind because, as I said, to go to the ETIHAD is the way that they're playing this season is a tough ask. They're unbeaten in however many games they played there. But you've seen teams go there and give the effort. Crystal Palace, I think, was the team that went there. Did they get a victory at the ETIHAD? Crystal Palace, it was somebody.
Yeah.
I'll have to look back, but there's I know there's a couple of teams that have gone there.
They're pretty good over there. It was one of those.
There's a couple of teams up, and they've not. It wasn't like a Liverpool or something like that. It was like a lower half team that has gone and played. I'm sure it was a Crystal Palace. But anyway, I just want to see us go there and match them up. Match them up for effort. Because if there's one thing about Pep's side, as much as the quality they got is their effort levels. They run. They match everybody in terms of that level. And that's why they get the ball back, because they're not prepared to just sit back. They go, they press organized. So if one player beats it, there's the other, like how Southampton did. Southampton were like a Pep diet Pep in terms of how they played against us. So we've got to look at that tomorrow and have that as almost like that's how they played. So the next level up is City. So we're going to have to go 2 levels up to just match that. But This is football. This is the beauty of football. It could be. We come on here tomorrow.
With our tails between our legs. Or with our hearts bursting out of our chests.
Kane, Son, Kulishevsky, 2 VAR decisions. That's from Toxic Headshot. Sam, Dr. Spurs has done a number on you. He has, man. Every time I keep saying we're going to do this, Dr. Spurs said, well, I'll see you now. And he always gives me my medicine. So I'm not doing that anymore. Guys, not too long now. Not too long to wait. Big up, lads, from Bill Bez. Bez, we're going now. We're going. We have to go now. I think we're going to have to get some sleep ourselves. Murray's probably going to be up for a little bit longer. You know what? I might stay up. I might finish this bottle. I might finish this bottle of wine. It's a nice one.
Mr. K's hanging around somewhere in the background. So.
Oh, is he? Okay. Mr. K's always hanging around in the background somewhere. Somewhere. Mari, don't forget to join us tomorrow. I'll send you all the details. Viewers, before we go though, Mari, where can the viewers find you?
Yeah, they can find me. I changed the name. People have noticed to make it shorter because it was too long. Mari Spurs channel. And usually I have 2 shows. Wednesday is Spurs Love Lounge, where we kind of recap the games that were over the weekend or on Wednesdays. We recap Wednesday's game. Very lighthearted. I mean, towards the middle and the end, because we have some interesting topics and stuff, Spurs related and Spurs culture. But really, really fun show. And then I have the Tavern, Spurs Tavern, which is much more serious. But Sean was on the last Love Lounge. It was really serious for 5 hours because the comments came out. Yeah,
I got schooled.
Yeah, but we have the other show, which is the Tavern, and we talk about the world soccer along with some Spurs issues. Really check it out Sunday. We don't have a game Sunday, but Sunday at 8 o'clock UK time, we are going to talk about women in football. And we have a representative from Her Game 2, which Leeds has signed up. And Curse, who's going to help me co-host the show, actually sent some of that information to Tottenham. We hope Tottenham will be the next club to join the Her Game 2 moment. So check it out this coming Sunday. We have a couple of women who also stream and just talk about women in football, what they go through in regards to abuse for their opinion. I will have to say Paxton Road has been a leader of getting the female perspective on Spurs and football. Jodi, Melissa, and Christina, and Christina.
Kym as well. We got Kym B as well.
And so really, Sam, you have done an excellent job of really getting the female perspective. I was trying to get on the Love Lounge. I had Shan, I had Kym, of course, and I've had Kirst. And so, but some of the women have really, for their opinion, you can disagree with them, but people have gone. Some men have gone personal. So I think it's going to be a good, informative show for 2 hours. So. I'll post it on Twitter, so really check it out. It's going to be this Sunday at 8 o'clock. We're having a representative from Her Game 2 to just talk about the organization and what they do to promote the women's game on the field and off the field, through social media and media.
I mean, the good. I mean, what's incredible is the turnaround in the Tottenham Hotspur women's team when they're sitting third in a Champions League place. They've had an incredible season. They've only been sort of full-time professional for 3 or 4 years. They're up against teams that have been like that for 8 to 10 years in the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal and what have you. Yeah. They're doing a great job. I really like Jenna Scalacci, who was the club captain for a long time. Her stuff on social media is brilliant. And she's always standing up for us as a football club, as a Spurs fan, as well as an ex-player. So, I think the signing of Alex Morgan was an absolute fillip, for us, and she only joined because her husband is a Spurs fan. She joined us because her husband was a Spurs fan. So
Alex lives in Orlando. I've met her a couple of times, and sorry, I forgot Iggy, who also used to play on football, will also be on the show. Ellie, sorry, not Iggy. Ellie. She will
it's a little bit different. I know Iggy. You don't look like Ellie.
Yeah. I know both of them, but it's just I got the more ink. So.
Yeah, I'll definitely tune in. I'm looking for. I'll look forward to that. That's in my diary. 8 o'clock on Sunday our time. Yeah.
No, but thank you for that as well, Murray, for saying that. Like, football is for everybody. It should be normal, but I know that a lot of people still have these bigots. We still have these people who are not quite up to 2022 levels who think that women shouldn't be in the game.
You know who was really sold the Euros for me in the summer was Emma Hayes, the Chelsea manager. Her analysis was just not the guys for 6. She was incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like to also mention the fact that she's a Spurs fan, but obviously not
Chelsea connections. You don't want to be doing that.
The Chelsea connection as well,
But then again, saying that 2 of the last 3 managers we've had have had big Chelsea connections as well. So
that's true.
Yeah. So let us depart from all this before we start getting sidetracked and thinking, have these Chelsea guys sabotaged our club? Have they done? No, I'm not.
Oh no, Agent Jose.
Agent Jose, and then he swallows it up with Agent Conte to come in. No, I'm only joking, Antonio.
No, Conte's a man. Conte's a man. He's a man of honor and principle.
Definitely. Well, you don't mean say you can't walk out on us, but you're not going to do that, Antonio. I'm sticking with you. You stick by us as well. Make sure you do that. Gentlemen, that's enough now. Let's get some sleep, get the game on, see what we can do. Performance, we've got to get it. And come on, you Spurs, I guess, is the only thing we can really say at this point. Maury, Sean, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow. Sean, we'll see you on the next one when, hope you don't have too many drinks tomorrow at the pub. Stay sober.
No, I'm not. I definitely won't be on the reaction show. I haven't seen these guys in a while because of COVID. So yes, I think anaesthetization is definitely on the agenda.
I'm jealous. I've got to do this show tomorrow, but after the show, I don't have to do anything other than drink. My sorrows. So I'll be drowning my sorrows or celebration. So one of the two. It's a happy day, isn't it? In terms of the alcohol content. Anyway, guys, that's enough. We're not promoting more drinking on here. Stay safe. Stay with us. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, Spurs.